This has to be the most exciting Knicks team I have seen in over a quarter century. And well, welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm Watt2K99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. Let's talk a little New York Knicks basketball. I have been watching this team since about 1986 or 87, and I cannot remember the last time that I have been this into the regular season. Maybe Carmelo Anthony's first or second year when they made that one run to the second round of the playoffs, but you know what? I gotta say something. This team's better. This current team, the 22-23 New York Knicks, are in my mind the best Knicks squad that I have seen since the late 1990s. I would go all the way back to 1997, which was in my mind maybe the best team of that whole 90s era. You had Patrick Ewing, Allen Houston, Charles Oakley, John Stark. You had a very, very deep team back then. I always felt that it was their best. This may be the best team I have seen since. And even, remember, the 99 team that made the finals, they were still the 8th seed. You know, you weren't going through the regular season all excited. I mean, a lot of us were worried they were going to miss the playoffs, you know, with the big trades they made for Latrell Sprewell, for Marcus Camby. We didn't know if the chemistry was quite right. This team has been remarkable. So let's take a look at what's really been going on. They've got a 9-game winning streak. You know, that victory over the Boston Celtics, think about this, they beat either the best or second best team in the Eastern Conference, depending who you talk to, but definitely the best team in the Atlantic Division. They beat them on the road, in double overtime, without the Knicks' best player, who has completely transformed this franchise from where it was even last year, and by the way, was recently named Eastern Conference Player of the Month in Jalenbrunson. So the Knicks, with that victory last night, have beaten Boston in the regular season series 3-1. The Knicks lost the first game to the Celtics in early November and have won 3 straight. Truly amazing. But last night's game was just the ebbs and flows of this game. You know, they spotted the Celtics a 14-point lead in the third quarter. Then they came roaring back to seize an 11-point lead in the fourth quarter. The Knicks blow the lead at the end of regulation. Then they redeemed themselves by taking it back right at the end of overtime and finally closed it out. Immanuel Quickley became a star, an absolute star. Now your average basketball fan knows exactly who IQ is. Definitely in the running for 6th man of the year. I think last night, even while he was starting, while Brunson was out, that is only going to reinforce that. He played 55 minutes. It's as if he played the whole game plus another 7. He scored a career-high 38 points to go with 7 assists, 8 rebounds, 4 steals, sent the game into that second overtime with that floater with only 13 seconds left, scored the Knicks' first 5 points in the second extra frame, and gave the Knicks the early lead that they never, ever gave up. But this was a really, really good all-around team performance. We're seeing good Julius Randle. You know what? We have seen a lot of stars go from beloved to despised, or the other way around. But for Julius Randle to go from beloved to hated last year to beloved again now by a good portion of the Knicks fan base. But after scoring 43 points against Miami on Friday, of course had that amazing game-winning shot at the buzzer, he added 31 more points on Sunday. R.J. Barrett had 29 points and 11 rebounds. Mitchell Robinson, 13 points and 14 rebounds. And they haven't lost a game since they made the trade to acquire Josh Hart. All the credit to Leon Rose for making that trade. Now, the Knicks have won 39 games this season, and they can hit 40 as early as Tuesday night back at the Garden against the absolutely terrible Charlotte Hornets, who will not have LaMelo Ball in their lineup. He's out for the season, it looks like. It is only the 4th time since 2001 that the Knicks will win 40 games in a season. The 4th time in, 22 seasons. Just unbelievable. They've now won 12 of 14. That stretch includes 2 wins over Boston, victories over the Nets, the Heat. They've beaten the Nets and the Heat twice in that span, actually. Plus wins over the 76ers, the Jazz, the Hawks, the Pelicans. They're not beating up on the dregs of the league right now. They're not beating up on, you name the lousy team. They're not beating up on, on Toronto or whoever it is right now. They are beating good basketball teams, and that's what gets me even more excited. This isn't Orlando we're talking about here. But would you like me to give you one more reason to be excited? Well, I will. The Knicks have now completed the toughest part of their schedule. They have 16 games to go. Their remaining strength of schedule ranks as the 8th easiest in the league. The only other team with a softer strength of schedule that also has 16 to go is the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team that the Knicks are jockeying with for playoff positioning right now, and they are actually going to play in the near future on the last day of March. And so here's what we have coming up. Tuesday versus Charlotte, as I mentioned, and then 4 games on the West Coast. You got Sacramento, you got the 2 LA teams, and you've got Portland. And I want to take a second here and give credit to a man who has been absolutely run out of town by a good portion of this fan base, has been called outdated, antiquated. I'm turning into Clyde Frazier with this monologue. But I want to give praise to Coach Tom Thibodeau. He is known for preaching defense, for being stubborn, for having a short rotation. Well, they've gone to a 9-man rotation now. They've used it 41 out of 66 games. Since they've done that, and this is a defensive-minded coach, mind you, the Knicks rank first in offensive rating, first in point differential, first in net rating, and they're in the top 5 in fewest turnovers in the NBA. More stats for the offense. They're averaging 124 points per game. This is during the win streak. 124 points per game. They're connecting on 40% of their three-point shots. They're 7th in overall point differential, ahead of teams like Sacramento, ahead of Phoenix, ahead of Golden State. And if you look at the players who Tom Thibodeau has helped make better over his career, Joakim Noah, Luol Deng, Jimmy Butler, who is named Most Improved Player, Karl Anthony Towns, Julius Randle, also named Most Improved Player. Derrick Rose became MVP. Now you're seeing it with Jalenbrunson and these other players whose games are stepping up the more they play under Thibodeau. Mitchell-Robinson, Josh Hart. There is so much to be excited about with this team. Now, are they a championship contender? You never know. It does. Right now, I don't know how they would beat a Milwaukee or a team like that. It's hard to say. I think they can compete with Philly. They've proven that they can beat Boston. No matter who they play, they're going to be a tough out. And as a team that has won 1 playoff series in 22 years, this has the potential to go down as one of the most exciting Knicks seasons in many, many years. It is absolutely fantastic. Credit to Leon Rose for bringing the right people in. Credit to Tom Thibodeau for coaching them correctly. And credit to these players for buying in, playing with each other, and putting the team first. Those are my thoughts on the Knicks right now. I want to hear your thoughts. Put them in the comments. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'll see you back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.